your weekly view of young leaders taking big steps. This is Next Gen. Presented by PFI, home of Boo Daddy.
We're here in the cafeteria of the Mount Vernon Middle School to see how this school district was the first to be part of the MoBeef for MoKids program. And I understand meatloaf is on the menu. Well, let's go through the program. It's basically an opportunity for Missouri beef producers to provide beef off their farm to local school districts. How did you start here in Lawrence County in the Mount Vernon School District?
We started, well, it's a long drawn out affair actually, because we had to have meetings with the school board. We had to have meetings with the superintendent. We had to have meetings, and we probably didn't have to, but we met with the Chamber of Commerce. We wanted everybody to be on board when we started this thing. And through a lot of legwork and research, we finally figured out, you know what, we can do this. It took us probably a year to put it together. And this was our pilot program. And thankfully, it has flown at first chance. It took off and we've never looked back. It's growing daily. We get calls from school superintendents all over the state. When can we get on board with this? That's how good it is.
You know, as a producer, as a cattleman yourself, what's the process of you deciding that you want to contribute beef off your farm to the local school?
We all, most all anyway, the cattlemen are very involved in supporting our schools, backpack programs, all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. And this one just dovetailed in, and the producer will donate a retired cow for processing, and the school then issues a tax document for a tax write-off for that donation to a not-for-profit organization, which in turn the producer is going to be able to write this off. So the first step is to find this retired cow that possibly didn't have a calf, is not going to breed back. We want a cow that's in pretty decent body condition. She has to be inspected by the state. So all of this beef is inspected just like it would normally be for any other process. So it's a win-win deal.
So once these organizations had a plan in place, they just needed a school district. And Mr. Cook here in Mount Vernon was eager to join.
Right away, what I saw coming into Mount Vernon was a district that was centered around agriculture. It was so important to our kids and our patrons and our district, our school. And so it was a natural transition for us to look for ways to build relationships and partnerships with that in our community and our county. So out of the blue in the summer of 2017, I got a call from the Missouri Beef Industry Council and the Department of Agriculture requesting a meeting. And you never know what you're getting into as a superintendent when that happens. But of course, met with those folks from those two agencies and really presented with this unique opportunity to try to incorporate more beef into our menus. We contract our food services. Opaa is the company that we partner with, and they were so excited from the beginning. From their standpoint, they know that we have a large free and reduced lunch population here in this district, and many of these kids aren't able to eat beef at home very often because it is a more expensive food item. And the opportunity that they would have to really double the amount of beef they could serve would not only be of benefit nutritionally, but just an experience that kids wouldn't maybe have otherwise. So they were super excited in that. They played a really important role in building those menus in paying the processing costs of the beef that's donated, in helping make sure that it's stored and that they have room to do that, and have just really been vital in that whole process. So that first meeting was really the dream of the 4 people involved, Missouri beef industry, the Department of Agriculture, the school district, and Opaa, how we could make this work, and really a testament to working together to find a real way to make it a successful program.
So you're 2 years into the program, I understand. Did it increase the amount of days that the students were able to consume beef in a weekly or monthly time period?
We doubled the amount of beef available for our students, and they have choices each day. But to be able to offer that as a choice was something we haven't been able to do very often in the past. And interestingly enough, in the first year, we did see an increase in participation in our food service program. It could be possible that it was because of the MoBeef program that happened, and we had more kids eating. And that makes us feel good because we don't always know what kids are eating when they go home. And we take a lot of responsibility and a lot of pride in what we're able to offer them here when they're with us. And diversifying those choices was just a really important part of the MoBeef program.
So Mount Vernon 2 years ago was a pilot program, but today in the program, dozens and dozens of schools across the state are joining, but you're a spokesperson for the program, and I understand that you've got superintendents and school districts contacting you with those questions to figure out how they can be a part.
So first off, we felt really honored to be the first school, and excited about being sort of piloting that program, and it's been a real pleasure for me. I've been contacted weekly, monthly from other superintendents around Southwest Missouri and even other areas of the state asking about our experience, and what I tell them every time is that it's a no-lose situation for the school district. You're able to offer food to your students that you may not otherwise be able to, really at no cost to the district, and you're building bridges with your area farmers and agriculture folks. Can't think of a better program to do all those things. So I hope to continue to be a champion for MoBeef in the future because it's been such a blessing to our community and our school.
Beyond the cattlemen and women across the state, the Missouri Department of Agriculture's Missouri Grown program has played a big role in the program as well.
Having beef in the center of that plate is such an important role for these students. When we think about ZIP, zinc, iron, and protein for these students as they're learning, as they're spending all their day in the school. So if they can have beef in their menu and other proteins, quality proteins on their staff, on their plate every day, it's just so important for students in the learning world. So Mount Vernon was the first school. They were our pilot school in the last school year. So in this school year, we're up to 12, and very soon we'll be in 14 schools across the state. And that number continues to grow. We have schools call us, or ranchers call us on a weekly basis and say, how can I bring this to my school? How can we bring this to our kids or our grandkids or our neighbors at our schools? So for any school or any cattleman who's interested in the program needs to call the Missouri Department of Agriculture or call the Missouri Beef Industry Council, our partner in this program, and we'll come visit the school. We'll talk to the cattlemen's group and get this program started. So we're in 12 schools now. It'll be 14 schools by the end of March, maybe as many as 15 by the end of the school year, and it just continues to grow. It gets more and more schools and involved in the program. It's a great program. It's great for our students. We want it to be great for our cattlemen. It's great for our schools. All the way around, it's great. And again, at the Department of Agriculture, this is the start for us. We'd like for that entire lunch tray to be Missouri-grown products. We'd love for the vegetables and already the milk is so much Missouri-grown when you think about milk in our state, and we'd love for the entire lunch tray. But to start with beef is a perfect partnership between the Missouri Beef Industry Council, Department of Agriculture, and the school systems.